everyone, and welcome back to another Reaction and Thoughts. Once again, we have more Prey news. The Predator prequel-esque movie. This is the SFX interview with Naru, which is played by Amber Midthunder. And also there looks like there's a couple of more images that they're giving to us, which again, the marketing, they've gone all out for this to try and promote this and make this connect to as many fans as possible, and I personally like it. From what I've seen, I like it. Some people do have some caution with the film, I would say, and it is valid because we have had shit movies in the past couple of years surrounding classic IPs like this, so it's to be expected. But what I'll do is I'll quickly go through this article, and I think there's some parts where they interview some of the cast and crew and the director himself, so I'll get through that first. Then I've got a HD picture of one of the photos I quickly grabbed. I didn't really see much of it, but we'll get into that after the article, obviously. So if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you like and sub. I'll remove my face cam and get right into the article. So it goes as follows. Prey, Amber Midthunder's Naru faces the feral predator in revealing new stills. Some new promotion stills from 20th Century Studios' Prey have been shared online, as director explains why he doesn't really consider this movie to be a prequel to Predator. Okay. Well, what is it then if it's not a prequel to Predator? And this is the still here. I haven't really found a better image of this one in particular. Which is weird. I thought this one would be pretty good to get HD. I haven't found one yet, but you can't really see much. It's just, that looks like a gauntlet of the Predator, the hand there, I assume in a fighting pose, and Naru's ready to strike him or defend herself or do whatever to not get killed by this person. It looks fine. Again, it's a bit grainy, so you can't really get much out of this, but the other picture that they've shown is really, really good. Our best look yet at the feral predator from 20th Century Studios' upcoming Prey recently came our way via a pair of new images, and thanks to another batch of promo stills courtesy of FXS magazine and AVP Galaxy. We have some more shots of the redesigned alien hunter as he faces off with the Kamashi warrior who will oppose him in the movie, Naru, actress Amber Midthunder. Prey is set a long time before the events of the original Predator, but while chatting to the mag, 10 Cloverfield Lane director Dan Trachtenberg pointed out that he doesn't necessarily view this film as a prequel at all. Is he meaning like what prequels are considered now, where they're just repetitives of the first movie, or is he actually saying like this is a different Elseworld story and not canon connected? If it's not canon connected, that would be a bit disappointing. If it's just an Elseworld tale, I would like it all to be somehow connected. But hopefully he gets more in depth with what he's saying here. I want to specifically say this because I think there's been some confusion how people have understood. In my mind, this is not a prequel movie. This isn't let's tell the origin of the Predator. Okay, so that's what he means. Okay, that's fine. That's probably better. I don't want an origin of how the Predators were made. Or where they're... yeah, I wouldn't want an origin movie. This is really something that's set prior to the original Predator movie. And the Predator creature in this one, this is its first time traveling to Earth. Okay, yeah, that's fine then, alright. I thought that's what I interpreted when this movie was considered to be a prequel. I didn't think it was going to be an origin story of the Predator. It was supposed to be just set back in time from the 1987 version. But maybe people thought this was going to be an origin story. I haven't heard people say that. But obviously there must have been people saying that because he had to come out and clarify. But he says, and the predator creature in this one, this is its first time traveling the Earth. So this is the first, going by that sentence, this is the first Yautja species landing on Earth and hunting on Earth. Again, that's interesting. That probably means he might die. But I don't know, maybe he will survive, because he has to survive to tell the story that this is a planet worth hunting. Right? I would assume so. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the article. I think it is, yeah. So I might as well go and switch onto the photo, and this is a really good photo, so I might as well just quickly go to it now. And this is the photo here that SFX magazine shared. I really, really like it. I think it's basically what the guys have basically said around this movie, where it's familiar enough to know what this is, but there is some differences here and there. I think the main thing for me is the actual locks itself have no beads and braids and traditional stuff that the Predator has had throughout the whole franchise. So it's pretty clean here, and they're pretty thin, to be honest. I'm just looking at my Hot Toys collection. Yeah, they're missing a lot of the beads, and I think they had skulls and all that attached to their hair. Also, it's nice to see here that this Predator clearly is wearing a biomask, because that's a mask there. So this Predator's obviously forged something else on top of the biomask, because that's clearly a mask there. That's definitely not part of the skull. But yeah, it's pretty interesting that this is pretty empty as the hair. It's very missing, you know, but it does make kind of sense. If this is a subspecies or a different species, if this is the first Predator on Earth, maybe there's maybe some more lore behind the hair now. Or maybe not, who knows. Obviously, here we've got the med pack. It's not the cleaner kit like Wolf, because Wolf had like an extension on the bottom of his med pack. So this is pretty much just you know, the medical gear shown in the first movie. Possibly also Predator 2, where the Predator's actually cleaning skulls and all that. It might have that stuff in here as well. So yeah, this is pretty much traditional Predator stuff. This is interesting because I don't know what this is, because this extends all the way down to the lower back. I don't know if this is a sword, but it's got mechanical joints here. Here. Looks like one there as well. So this might be an inferior plasma caster, because it looks like it bends here, and it looks like it extends out, possibly. Again, this might be a plasma caster where it like bends in front, instead of it sitting on the shoulder like what we're used to seeing. And obviously, going by the original trailer, it was shooting something, and it was scoping something out with its laser tracking device. So it was definitely shooting some projectile out. And I personally believe it's this. Some people might think it's a gun because that looks like a trigger, but I don't think it is, because it's too mechanical on the rest of the part here. Unless if this is one whole gun and maybe it folds. Maybe it folds down. I don't know, that's interesting to see. And obviously here we got the classic combi stick, which again was already seen in the trailers. One of the indigenous tribespeople had it on the horse, so I already knew it was in the movie. The gauntlets here are a bit different. Yeah, they're a bit different to the other Predator stuff that I've seen, because this is like glossy or matte black, while the Predators that we're used to have more the metallic silver chrome look. So again, there's a little bit of differences here and there. This looks pretty much the same. The cod piece with the silver armoring here and the straps. Again, I was kind of right when I said this Predator didn't have the netting. When we saw that first still in the fog, that's a thing I pointed out, where this Predator has no netting gear or pretty much no armor at all. So it will be kind of interesting to see how these are actually holding onto him, because the Predators usually have like a chest piece with belts and straps and all that, and this one doesn't have it. Also, jewelry is missing. Trophies. So again, that hones back to what Trachtenberg just said, where this is the first Predator on Earth. So he hasn't probably gotten trophies at all yet. And then obviously the final thing here is the actual Yautja's body itself and the coloring. The red, I first thought it was blood because it comes down here as well. But Yautjas don't bleed red blood. They bleed green gloss. It almost, well, it was originally glow sticks in the first movie. It's a glow stick green, and this isn't. It's got nothing to do with it, basically. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if it's injured. This looks weird. Not the actual coloring, just how it's creased here, and it looks like it's cracked up here too. So maybe it got injured. So that can't be its blood, because again, the Yautja blood's green, and we have seen it in some of the promo teaser trailers and all that there's green blood. The coloring is pretty accurate elsewhere, aside from here. Aside from the red, everything else is pretty correct coloring from the original two movies. Stan Winston basically designed the texture from rotting bananas, so that rotting yellow with the black dots is pretty much all on this Predator. And yeah, it was pretty much... James Cameron also had kind of an input in the design of the Predator, because when Stan Winston and James Cameron were doing the first Terminator movie, Stan Winston showed early concepts of the Predator to him, and he said he wanted some space Rastafarian alien, and James Cameron inputted and said, why don't you add mandible, bug-like mandibles on it? And obviously they did. Obviously Stan Winston took that advice and we got the Predator. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So far, I haven't been disappointed at all with this. With what they've shown us, and mind you, they're going to show us the best of the best that this film has to offer. So they're not going to give us any negative stuff. And hopefully there's not much of that in the movie itself. Overall, I really like this look of the Predator. Like I said, I'm a hot toy collector, and I've done a couple of Hot Toys reviews on my channel and all that, and I would love to see Hot Toys tackle this, because again, they're pretty good with their figures. And yeah, I just hope, as good as this Predator does look here in this still, I hope the actual movie itself is just as good, and it's not just a good spectacle with a shit plot. But that's to be seen when it eventually releases in the short weeks. I think there's a couple of weeks to go. I might actually do my first reaction of a movie and make it be this, just because again, I love the Predator franchise, and if it's shit, you can get a funny live reaction of me just dogging the shit out of this, basically. But if it's good, I'll straight out say it's good. But anyway, that's pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one.